Hello and welcome to my online geography session. Today I am here with you to start a new series related to geography optional, and I have named it this series simply as a key geography term explained. The idea behind this key geography term explained series is very clear: to help the student to clear some of the very important terms, some of the very important issues related to optional geography. These particularly term related session will be different from the lectures in which we used to define, in which we used to discuss the whole of the issues combinedly. And most of the time, if any issue we are discussing, so it will run on, let us say, for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So, for the student who is not interested in that particular session, or might be he already have completed the geography optional class, so it will be very difficult for him to just go through the 1 and 1.5 hour video. Rather, the idea in this key geography term explained series is very clear that here we will pick out some of the key terms and we will explain it in 10 to 12 minutes, so that most of the student can benefit it. And this series will be very helpful for those students who has already completed their geography optional, or who is preparing this key geography optional with self study, and they are just wanted to write some of the test series, or they are just interested in answer writing practice. So, while answer writing practice, while going through some of the particular concept, the concept you will get in your some of the standard books, standard study material, but most of the time the terms, the terminology you will not find clearly or exhaustively explained in your books. Most of the time you can go through with the some of the dictionaries, and in dictionary you will find some explained, but dictionary you will find the explanation is not that exhaustive, so that you can write some 50 words, 60 words in your answer. So, that is why I am just starting this series. So, without any wasting of time, I will start this series, and the first term that I am going to discuss is transportation cost. The transportation cost is associated with very important economic geography theory related to industrial location. This industrial location theory has been proposed by a German economic geographer, economist, Alfred Weber. He was the brother of very famous sociologist Max Weber. He proposed the theory in 1909, and the main idea, main objective behind this theory of Alfred Weber was to find out optimum location to set up an industry. And of course, the main purpose of settling up industry would be to gain benefit, to gain profit. So, simply he was trying to find out optimum location of an industry where it should be set up. This Alfred Weber's theory is also one of the locational theories in economic geography. We have several locational theories in our economic geography, and one of the very important theories is your Alfred Weber's industrial location theory. While looking for the optimum location of the industry, Weber have considered certain particularly inputs. He has considered so many inputs, and also he has considered some of the uniform inputs and certain assumptions, and because he considered a lot of assumptions, because of that his theory is also considered as normative deductive theory. What is this normative or deductive approach or theory? I will discuss in some other key term. So, while finding out the optimum location to set up the industry, Weber have considered some of the main input, and the main input that was assessed by Alfred Weber initially was the raw material, market, and transport. almost according to the Alfred Weber's idea, Alfred Weber's industrial location theory, each and every aspect in his theory was almost fixed. The only variable aspect in his theory was initially related to transport and raw material. In fact, for the transport also, he considered that the transport rate will be fixed. So there is no variation in the rate, rather the transport will be a function of transport cost will be a function of weight of the raw material as well as distance. Now, why the transportation cost will vary depending upon the distance and weight? Because as he considered initially three aspects: market, raw material and transport. So for the raw material, he classified the raw material in two categories. Some of the raw materials will be ubiquitous raw material and some of the raw materials will be localized. Very simple word, ubiquitous raw material, the raw material that is easily available at everywhere. So while settling up the industry, these raw materials will have very less role. Most of the industrial location will be based on this localized raw material, that is the raw material which is not equally distributed at every location. These are associated with that certain location. Like if you want to think in the practical aspect, like we have the coal in our country, iron ore in our country. Coal, iron ore is not equally distributed. At some places we will have more presence of the coal, at some places we will have the more presence of iron ore. So localized raw material is not equally distributed. So while settling up industry, you need to carry out this raw material to the different location. So there will be a variation in the distance. Also, for different type of industry, you will require different quantity of the raw material. So the weight of raw material is also variable. The second aspect, because ultimate aim of industry is to produce some of the product, whatever the product it is, depending upon the industry. So in the process of production, you will require raw material, but once raw material has been used, then you will get the final product. But what is the utility of the final product? The final product needs to be carried out to the market. So final product will also vary in the distance as well as particularly weight. So ultimately the transportation cost he considered as a function of weight and distance, and as this weight and distance is not fixed, that's why there will be a variation in the transportation cost. So the whole idea of the Weber, initially he was trying to come out with the least cost location theory, but in the end his whole least cost has become to the least transportation cost. So he considered, he suggested that whatever the input cost, whatever the cost of production can be curtailed, it is associated with the transportation cost. So if you want to set up the industry, the optimum location of the industry will be where you will have the least transportation cost. So how the least transportation cost will be considered? To solve that problem, he simply suggested a methodology that is referred as material index. So he prepared a material index. Now what is this material index? Material index is simply the proportion of weight of raw material to the weight of product output. So simply whatever the output you will have and whatever the amount of input you will have, if you will take the proportion, then you will get the material index. Based on the material index, you will get the value of Mi either greater than 1 or less than 1. So simply he suggested that if Mi is Greater than 1 means weight of raw material you are using should be more. So, it will be a weight losing raw material. The industry will be weight losing industry. Whereas if Mi is less than 1 means you will have weight gaining raw material. Industry will be weight gaining raw material. So, depending upon whether the industry is having Mi greater than 1, Mi less than 1, it is a weight gaining industry or weight losing industry, he suggested the location of the industry based on the transportation cost. So, what was the location? Just try to understand. For that, he again simplified. He simplified that the industry where there will be only one raw material. So, one raw material he called the industry as a linear industry, and two raw material non-linear industry. So, for the linear industry he simply suggested if Mi is greater than 1, the industry will be located near to the particularly near to raw material. The best example of weight losing raw material industry will be smelting industry. Smelting industry, any industry which is associated with the copper, which is associated with the iron, all these industry you will find even in our country also. Weber is suggesting the location, industrial location theory in 1901, but his theory is even valid, very much valid, relevant till today. So, most of the smelting industry even in our country also you will find located near to the raw material. Also we have a classical industry of sugar industry. So, most of the sugar industries you will find in our country also located in some part of northern India, especially in Punjab, UP, Bihar, and in western part mostly in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Even the sugar industry will also be located near to the sugarcane producing area. You will find the sugar industry because it is also in this category Mi greater than 1, that is the weight losing raw material. So, this industry will also be located near to the raw material. The second aspect is when Mi is less than 1, so the industry will be located near to market, and in near to market the best example can be your brewing industry, beer industry. Most of the brewing industry you will find it is located to the nearby the market. Why it will be located near to the market? Because in this the most important aspect, the most important raw material is your water, and as water is added, so ultimately it will become a weight gaining raw material. That is why this industry should be located near to the market. So, for the industry that is located on based on the one raw material, there will be a linear based model of the particularly paper, but the problem will occur when you will have two raw material based industry. So, to sort out that problem also, Weber suggested whenever there will be a two raw material industry will be based on locational triangle. So, based on the locational triangle, he suggested that which of the raw material, let us say we have the industry, a classical industry of iron and steel in which we have the two raw material. One raw material is your coal and the other is your iron ore. So, when two of the weight losing raw material require, the industry will be based on the particular any of the raw material which is having the greater pull. So, if you require more amount of raw material 2, that is iron ore, the industry will be located near to the iron ore. If you will require more quantity of coal, industry will be located to the coal. If you will require equal proportion of the iron ore and coal, the industry will located somewhere near or in between of these two, where you can save most of the cost in your transport. So ultimately, the industry will be located based on the least transportation cost. So the more and more idea of this transportation cost is to saving some of the cost related to transportation. Transportation cost can be saved depending upon the nature of the industry. If you want to transport some of the weight gaining raw material, then you need to set up the industry near to the market. If you want to set up some of the weight losing raw material based industry, then you need to set up the particularly located near to the raw material. So simply the idea of transportation cost of Weber was this one, that the industry should be based on the transportation cost. So that's it for your transportation cost, and I hope that this term should be clear to you, and in next session we will come out with this new terms. Till then, thank you.